Hi, this is Sunset Mushy, and this is a pick card reading on if you are having doubts or fears or anxieties of any sort, and maybe some sort of advice on what Spirit wants you to know about your situation. So, if you pick reading number 1, that would be these guys, Aquamarine and Moonstone. If you pick reading number 2, that's Fluorite and also let me see the camera. Cool. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, Fluorite and Citrine. And if you pick reading number 3, that's Sunstone and Orange Calcite. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with reading number 1. You two get along. Alright, well, I'm going to put those back in. In pain, 'cause my aching. I tried. Would you be so kind as to fall in love with me? See, I'm trying, and I know you know that I like you. It's not enough if you will just fall in love like me. Someday, gotta be somebody like something. Alright. The ones that, I don't remember when that happened, but the ones that come out face up already, I'll just like leave them there. But I like to have them face down for like suspense. Need some time. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start off with just these cards and then kind of pull clarifiers as I go. So, a situation you are having is regarding creating peace where you are at and creating peace with those around you. I feel like that is the situation. The overall situation is that you are in an environment where you are trying to create peace. So the doubt is perhaps you're wondering, like, will you ever find that peace? Will you find that balance, that harmony, where there's like, I don't know, equal give and take in all of nature? So it's like, are there enough plants? Are there enough berries for these two deer to both like be able to share and like coexist? If you get what I'm saying? It's like, are you going to be able to create this reality where everyone in your life is sort of supported, and all life around you is sort of supported, so like your surroundings aren't stressful per se and are instead surroundings that you are comfortable with and enjoy being around? I feel like anyone in your presence would be people who you allow into that space where you feel comfortable and safe. And so perhaps your doubt is, will you ever be able to create a reality that was just described? So I hear yes overall, and the Sun. So these are some of the most positive cards in the deck. So, Judgment, it's kind of like just focus on inviting positive energy in, and like people high in vibration, and the universe will like send those people on its own, so to speak. So it's like, instead of looking for like good people or positive people or whatever, instead let those people kind of reveal themselves. And like, if you are positive and you are in your own energy where you're not looking for anyone, and you're fine with who you are, and you're fine with the situation, like if you're in a situation perhaps it's not as peaceful as this card looks, I feel like Spirit is giving advice of like trying to make it feel as warm and inviting as you can. Try to create this atmosphere, even if you're like in a war zone, or like in a place where you can't, you don't necessarily have all the freedom that you would like to have, or all the harmony and peace that you would like to have. But if you have a positive energy and you accept positive energy, then finding peace in your situation will be a lot more successful and feel like a lot less work and a lot less of a burden. I feel like maybe you've been going through all this work, and maybe your doubt is like, what is all this for? Am I actually going to get this? And, you know, with the Judgment card, I basically hear yes. And with the Sun card, the most positive card in the deck, I hear another yes. So, that's pretty good. I want to pull a clarifier on that. Actually, using this deck first, and I'll flip that top card. I feel guided to. Let's see. Oh wow, I don't know why this is but I'm just gonna put that back. Did I put it the right way? Yeah. Listening. Okay, well, I feel like that's just general advice for me. I feel like that's universe telling me that this deck isn't ready. I'll just go with this card. Take the lead. Okay, yeah, so it's just kind of like steer your own ship, you know. You're the creator of your own destiny, of course. But, again, with the take the lead, it's like, if you are positive and you accept warm energy, then others will follow. So maybe there are people in your life that are not the most positive, but it's not like you want to cast them out. You still want to invite them in your space. Perhaps if you take the lead with that positive energy, like this male counterpart or the female counterpart, then those people you're thinking of, the other side of this two-part situation, will take the lead as well, or will follow suit and also bring in positive and like peaceful energy. So basically, I'm just hearing you're putting in a lot of effort right now in trying to create this peace, and I feel like it's a one-sided effort because the situation is a desire for balance on both ends. And so with the doubt being how much work you're putting in, to me that feels like that means you're putting in more work, or it feels like you might feel like you're putting in more work, so to speak. And so I'm just hearing like you just like own up into your own power and accept the positivity in your own life, and just like be yourself and like keep your highest vibration no matter what the other half of this situation is, this other person. It could be a group of people for some of you, and for others of you this may just be about one specific person. Could be a twin flame, soulmate, could just be a friend, could be a family member, it could be all of them, you know, however this applies and resonates, please take the messages as they do. But take the lead. Yeah, I really just hear if you step into your own power and embrace who you are, then others will follow. Let me see the time. 9 minutes, okay. And so I'm already hearing, yeah, another advice. This is also like a focus on yourself. I get the feeling a lot of these are going to be about like just focusing on yourself, doing what's best for you, and a lot of your other doubts will kind of like go in on their own. So yeah, the situation is a partnership. The situation is this juggling energy, this back and forth between you and another. And you know, maybe up here, this is talking about a lot of people. And, you know, maybe quadrants of this will only apply to some of you guys who pick reading number 1, or all of you, who knows. But if this resonates with you, there is a person in mind that you have this partnership situation going on, or you did in the past, or you want to. The over situation is that, honestly, with the Two of Pentacles, it sounds like both you and this person are in the situation together. So even if you're not in communication with them, the fact that this card comes up just kind of, to me, says that there is this, like, sort of rubber band on you two people, where even if you're the only one communicating, because that's kind of the vibe I get up here, if you're the only one communicating, Spirit's kind of trying to say with this card that the other person is also in this infinite loop of energy with you, this partnership, so to speak. The advice already is saying Four of Pentacles, which is another about this. I see if you brought two Four of Pentacles together, you would get an Eight of Pentacles. So I'm hearing it's like, bring what you need to bring to the table, and so will the other person. Ask yourself, do you really have all Four Pentacles? Because if you don't, there's no point in, like, wondering where this other person's at. You're like, oh, well, I've been putting in so much effort, but that's, like, only one of the Four Pentacles, so to speak, if that makes sense. You know, like, there's still, like, your physical health, there's still, like, your eating, there's still, like, your finances, your overall structure in life, you know. There's so much that go into each of these that it's like, do you really have that whole completeness in your physical world to really offer to this other person? Spirit is kind of saying as advice, as like, of course, strive towards that, and this will play itself out. Eight of Cups, I'm reading it as reverse. So your doubt, your worry is like, are you supposed to move on from this Two of Pentacles energy? Like, are you like... So, it would have been nice if I hadn't read this one yet, but it's kind of like, there's this person you're interested in, or have this kind of partnership feeling, and you're like, you're maybe doubting, like, am I crazy? Am I supposed to, like, am I supposed to move on from this person? Like, you know, I already dealt with the heartache with the Five of Cups, you know? Then you go up through a few other cups, you've done some balancing, you've done some understanding that there's other fish in the sea, so to speak, and you're evaluating, and I feel like the doubt, the worry with this in the reverse is that, like, you're trying to, but you're finding that you can't. And a part of that situation for why is Two of Pentacles is some of the most looping infinite energy, kind of like a trap, but a pretty good trap, to be honest, like a pretty comfortable trap, like, it's the way I see it. 12 minutes, okay. Yeah, so with Eight of Cups, usually in the upright, it's kind of like a lot about kind of putting your cups elsewhere, thinking about where you're going to be. I feel like with Eight of Cups in reverse, it's like your doubts is like you're trying to do that, but you're finding it's hard to really, it's like you're trying to, it's like you're stuck thinking about the future when you're just trying really hard to think about the present. And it's like, it has a lot to do with this person. And so Spirit's saying, like, something that might help you with that focus is to really ask yourself, do you have those things that you want to bring to this person, to this situation? Let's hear another piece of advice with that. Okay. Well, let's go there. New vitality. And it's funny, I pull it in reverse. The way I read that is that there's no, like, maybe you're wondering, like, oh, like, should I move on? I'm hearing, like, you know, like, is there going to be this new beginning with this person? And Spirit is saying, like, the new beginning has already started, and you might just not be aware of it, or you might just, like, have missed that part, or, like, you or that other person may have missed that there's been, like, a revitalized energy within this connection. So if you're wondering about this person, if you're in it together, Spirit's saying, like, all the signs, all the, like, pieces for that fresh beginning, that fresh start, has already occurred. And yeah, I also pulled this in reverse, confront in the reversal with this. It's kind of like saying, like, there's nothing to worry about with this person. It's just keep focusing on yourself, and you don't have to address past issues in terms of this fresh start. It's like, you can talk about the past, you can confront it, but if you're confronting the past with this asking of like, hey, can we have this new start? It's just going to be a little confusing, I would say, because, for some of you, it would be like, why ask for a new start when, like, we've already done this, when we already have a new start? And so I'm hearing, like, you've kind of been through the battle, like, the battle's over, you've done all the hard work, so to speak, with this, like, relationship. You've done, your half of it, you've already done that whole, like, being, like, present and, like, reaching out, whatever it is, and then maybe you haven't been reaching out, but I get the feeling you have been, and, kind of feeling like, okay, I've been reaching out, is that even doing anything? Like, are we actually getting through these issues? Are we actually breathing life into this? Spirit is saying, hands down, yes. That those things are being worked out. Alright, another situation and doubt. Situation, what is going on is that you are moving forward and you are kind of like getting yourself ready for this union energy, so to speak. And the doubt is like, are you really though? You're like doubting if that's actually the case. Maybe you're doubting like, are you actually creating this like, is your doubt is like, is this really equal give and take? Perhaps you're giving more in the physical world than you are getting from this person. Situation is saying kind of the same thing. It's like, yeah, you're kind of like ahead of the game right now. You're kind of like, you have all this stuff to give, all this love to give, and all this energy to give, and time, and like words. And the doubt is like, here's you up here with these three, and you're like doing your end, but like, where's the other end? And it's kind of like, this is supposed to be like an equal give and take, but it doesn't feel like it, perhaps. The Emperor. The advice is to keep having that unconditional love, that giving energy is what I hear with the Emperor. With giving energy, it's just kind of like, it's kind of like if you're an emperor, you don't expect your like people, your citizens to like pay tax for all this stuff. I mean, maybe you're that kind of emperor, but like I feel like this really chill emperor vibe. The advice for it is like, be the kind of emperor, be the kind of leader that you wish other leaders would be, which is like a leader who just gives and doesn't really expect anything in return, because what they get in return is relaxation. What they get in return is harmony, peace, like true friendship, true, like, I'm just hearing peace, because like I can see these trees, like the wind is breathing in the air, and like this guy's just like, oh, I love it here, like I feel like you're like having all that to give, you get this Princess of Pentacles energy where everything is just very, honestly, quite peaceful. If you create peace within yourself, if you can give and feel like you just received from them simply because you gave, the fact that you gave and that it helps them, or they maybe appreciated it, that is them giving back to you. So your doubt is, are they actually giving to you? And I'm hearing with this advice that in a way, yes, they are. It may not be in the exact way that you're looking for, but sometimes it's good to let things play themselves out the way they are. Everyone is different. If you're, everyone gives and receives love in different ways. Everyone gives gifts in different ways. Everyone takes certain things in different ways, like situations. So if someone is not giving you the energy or like the treatment you deserve, just know that over time, with nurture, over time, that's bound to change, and that it's much more beneficial for you to just appreciate what you do get from them, which is the fact that you even met this person, the fact that they've already been such a great impact on your life. It's kind of like they've had such these positive impacts on your life. It's almost like if you just talked to them and gave them all your advice and they never got back to you, it still wouldn't, like, this is from my heart, it like still wouldn't match up to what they gave you, which was like this ultimate gift where they became like this immense teacher that just like perhaps just taught you so much. And so maybe a positive way of looking at this is like, man, you can give so much and like it's like crazy that like, no matter how much you give, like they still gave you so much because you're still learning. But you know, I am hearing with this that over in time, throat chakra, yeah, they will communicate with you. Like don't worry, this isn't just the 5D, this is like the 3D too. Like over time, they will like, you know, just as you feel this connection, so do they. I feel like it just wouldn't make sense for them to just never reach out to you or to never talk to you. You know, like, you care about that person, you clearly want to communicate, so of course they care about you too. Situation, these are the wrong way. Well, alright, 6, so the situation is 7 of Wands, and then the doubt is 6 of Wands. The doubt is this union really going to happen? Is this victory really going to happen? It's funny, the situation is, it's happening. Synchronicities are lining up. That's how I read these. So that's really funny. So the actual situation is that this victorious moment is already like essentially set up. It's like all the time, all the divine timing is already gonna like work itself out. And so your fear, your doubt is like, is it really though? It's kind of like there's like things going on behind the curtains and you just want to look behind the curtains. But I'm hearing you, if you did look behind the curtains, you would see, sure enough, the situation is working itself out. The star. The advice is literally like everything is being guided and like everything is working out. Let me see, 21 and a half minutes. Man, I might have to make multiple parts. By may, I mean totally will. But yeah, your advice is like things are not naturally, well, I guess, but like things are divinely working out. You cannot go wrong with this connection. And every doubt that you have, literally, you just cannot go wrong. Like, check out, even the one where it's like, ooh, like, you're putting in this work, what do you do? And it's like, oh, hey, just have a positive attitude, be yourself. Boom, that's taken care of. Oh, is this connection going to happen? You know, like, do you and this person have this connection? And it's like, oh, boom, the advice is, hey, that already happened a long time ago. Isn't that great? Just keep working on yourself. And then you have like another doubt. It's like, oh, are they giving how I'm giving? And then like universe is saying like, you know, maybe not right now, but over time they are going to communicate to you. And it's like, even though that's the case right now, you still know, or maybe if this resonates with you, that deep down in your heart you feel like they are giving to you how much you're giving to them, because of like just how much like they as an existence perhaps is just a gift to you, and maybe you as an existence is just a gift to them, and that on its own, like the fact that you two people exist, is the gift and is the giving, the equal giving energy. So this fear and doubt is more about the giving energy in, you know, in the physical world, in terms of communication, in terms of, hey, you're reaching out, why aren't they reaching out? And like even in that fear, I'm hearing throat chakra, which is like they will eventually match up with your vibe on that. And you know, this is your situation, so who knows what their fears and doubts are, you know? Like, we're all complex individuals, you know, like we're all like dealing with our own lives is what I meant to like say from that. Yeah, let's see. Overall, the outcome is leaving this past behind and ready to move forward into the future. That's how I take that card. I'm gonna have a clarifier, because, you know, maybe you guys might be like, oh, but what if this means away from that person, away from all this? I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't feel that way. But this clarifier will totally have my back. I feel it. Come on, universe. Oh. Ooh, success and growth. Alright, this is a lot of cards. Success and growth. I see flow. I see sacral chakra. I see share the love. I'm going to leave it at this one for now, and I'm going to flip this card over. This is like a special one. Healing begins. So like there's so much about this. Wow, I'm so sorry I pulled all these cards. Trust, well-deserved reward, and move. And again, with moving is what this is about. This Prince of Swords energy. Leaving this past energy or environment and going forward. This has a lot to do with the Four of Pentacles, of having everything in the material world ready. Like, and if you're wondering, oh, is this away from that person from this reading? Check it out. Like, we get trust. We get well-deserved reward. This has a lot to do with that giving energy that you have. Like, there's no way this is not about the person, is how I feel. You know, maybe you resonate differently. Maybe you resonate this really is about going away from the person. But using my intuition and the cards and just how I read it, I'm hearing this is totally about moving away from past energies to continue moving toward this union energy between you and another, which the way I see it is a twin flame connection. But of course, if you don't identify with the words twin flame, it could be soulmate, it could be trusted person, trusted friend, best friend, sibling, whoever this is, you know. Trust as you move, like moving forward and like sharing this love. Oh, here, yeah, share the love. Like, you're gonna get this well-deserved reward. Check it out, sacral chakra. This is about emotions and sexual energy as well. Just all sorts of feelings and things that you want. And I hear success and growth. And again, I hear going with the flow, which this reading I did, by the way, is inspired by the idea of a flow. I have it like a wheel. So, yeah. And the true healing, like the healing that doesn't hurt as much, begins with this moving energy, with this leaving past environment that you might be in right now. You probably are in right now, but I'm hearing you see the end in sight of being able to really, like, you're like traveling out of that territory and you're like just about out of there, and then you're like ready to move forward, and then boom, the healing begins and all this other stuff kicks in. So yeah, I'm gonna upload this onto the computer and make a part 2 for reading number 2. Yeah, I think I'm gonna split it into 3 videos. Might make the other ones in the morning as this uploads. I'll see though. Yeah, I hope this message resonated and helped anyone out there who was having some sort of fears or doubts. Yeah, as always, I'm sending love and light. I feel like there's something I wanted to talk about. Overall, it's definitely appreciation towards all the like friends and you know, like I consider you guys on YouTube like family at this point, just because you guys, I don't know. I'm really appreciating that you guys are watching and that this is helping, and all the comments you guys leave are so supportive and like just make me feel so happy that like perhaps I'm like beneficial to others, and that's all I wanted growing up. As a kid, I always dreamed I always dreamed of being able to just help. And of course, growing up, so much of that just resulted in me hurting people, hurting myself, you know. And it's like when all I want is to make peace, it seems like there's a whole lot of enemies that I created along the way. That was my mentality growing up. Obviously, I don't feel that way anymore. One of my favorite quotes from this one manga I used to read a while back is, "In this world, you have no enemies." And I really like agree with that. I don't think we have any enemies. We just have people who think we have enemies, and then that creates triggering and pain and conflict and things like that. But if you don't see them as an enemy, then all that's left is what they see, and what they see is not you, you know? So like, that's fine. You can just wish the best for those kinds of people and stuff like that. Kinds of people, I mean, we're all the same, you know, we're all people, but like, I don't know. Hopefully I'm not railing too long. I should go on to the next video. Sending love and light. Peace out.